Have we ever seen a more interesting or relatable person, more mismarketed than Nikola Jokic has been? Every argument you've seen about this dude on the internet has involved some sort of an acronym tied to an analytical statistic. When all along you're telling me this man was Homer fucking Simpson. This man, this man is just punching the clock. He actually covered his face with his hands when they told him that the parade wasn't for 3 more days after the title. When he left the podium after his press conference, he picked his daughter up and left the Finals MVP trophy behind because he doesn't give a fuck about any of that Michael Scott trophy shit. He just wants to go home and be with his family and his horses. I love this man. What the fuck?
No, I'm so glad you came around because you did not like this dude for a minute, man. And it feels
Hell
like he
no,
won
I
you
don't
over
wanna
as
watch
of late.
fat white hoopers, bro. That's not my shit.
He can hoop though. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, well, Nikola Jokic has officially arrived, and buddy, he is not all too thrilled about it. Like, that man cannot wait to leave. He just wants to go home.
Angie's List is now Angie, your home for everything home. Angie doesn't just get your home projects done, Angie gets them done well. With 20 plus years of experience combined with new tools to simplify the process, Angie makes completing home projects easy. My wife and I own our house. We definitely have the home improvement bug. Been doing a lot of work on the house lately, and I will for sure be using Angie because instead of calling around, getting quotes from all these different places, like we just had turf put in the backyard, it took me 3 weeks just to get the quotes. We can pop our zip code and the project we want done into Angie, and boom, we got the quotes for the different contractors who can do the work right there.
With over 220,000 pros in our network, Angie makes it easy to research, compare, and hire pros to ensure a job well done.
Angie can help you get the best price for your project. Angie has projects that are priced up front and clearly lays out the cost before you buy. Angie has cost guides that will tell you what others have paid for similar projects, both nationally and in your area as well. With Angie, you can request quotes from multiple pros in just a few taps.
The pros in our network are locally based. The pros have been rated and reviewed by others in your area who have actually used their services.
In just a few taps in the Angie app or clicks on the website, you can have Angie tackle your home service project from start to finish, or you can research and connect with local pros for your specific project. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
You know, we had this discussion a few months back about how interesting it was that foreign players are such straight shooters with the media, right? Like guys like Giannis, Embiid, Joker, you know, they don't talk in cliches. You know, they're going to tell you, you know, exactly how they feel. And we discuss how the reason for that is, you know, perhaps because they haven't been indoctrinated like American athletes are, right? Like they weren't indoctrinated to say the quote unquote right things when they go before media. Like you look at Giannis, right? He just got crucified for saying, failure isn't a big deal. We'll get back to it next season, right? Because that's not how Americans approach sports. Like, you know, perfection is to be strived for, failure is supposed to be crushed. And that's kind of how we approach sports in this country. And these foreign dudes do not seem to share those same ideals. And, you know, the whole mentality that a lot of American athletes have of ball is life and all that shit. Nah, not for Jokic, bro. Ball is not life for that fella. Ball is job. Ball is hobby. Like
ball is job.
Ball is
ball
salary.
Is job for that dude. And honestly, that's very relatable to me because, you know, we've seen guys like Kobe Bryant, guys like Michael Jordan, who, you know, I have never been as maniacally obsessed with anything as those two were obsessed with basketball, right? Although I admire their dedication, I could never relate to it. But, you know, a guy like Joker, who's really good at his job, and he views it as, you know, just that, a job. Yeah, I can for sure relate to that, right? Because I think the way Jokic approaches the game, I think it's actually a good thing for the sport. And, you know, I want to be clear, that's not a knock on the way MJ and Kobe approached the game, right? Because they approached the game, the way they approached it worked out great for them. 6 rings, 5 rings, a lot of people's GOATs, all that stuff. But, you know, like I said, with Jokic, we've got a guy who's kind of adding a new perspective here, a new wrinkle into things because he doesn't approach the game like Michael Jordan or like Kobe Bryant does. This dude approaches the game like Stanley from The Office. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it adds a very interesting new perspective here, and I think it's interesting to kind of just, you know, examine how he is showing us as you know, as I mentioned, perhaps the best basketball player in the world, and he has, you know, a mentality that we have never really quite seen before in a guy who's been at the top of the NBA hierarchy.
He straight up said, you know, it's normal for most people not to like their jobs. I have a lot of different interests. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I have literally never, like Tyler, you spoke, I've never heard anybody in that moment say that. You know, and we talked about this, bro. Like, you're marketing him as like, you know, analytics and all this shit, bro. And he's the whole time you say Homer Simpson, I say he's a I want to go home guy. I need to go home guy, bro. There is never the only time I am not at home and thinking I'm not thinking I need to go home is at the gym. Everywhere else, I told Ryder, we had a conversation. I said the only time I find true solace is at home. Whenever I leave my home, I'm thinking when am I gonna get back home? You know what I'm saying? And for like that, it is the core of my existence. I make most decisions thinking before I leave my home. I think, when am I going to get back home? Most decisions in my life, leaving home, I am thinking that. And this guy said that, bro. I told y'all, bro. If he was a black player, I'd have a fucking. There'd be a corner of my home dedicated to Nikola Jokic. You know what I mean, bro? Like, dog, that is, bro. I've never seen anything more relatable from an athlete ever. Period. Then I need to go home after winning the championship, bro. And like talking about a parade, he's like, man, fuck this parade. I got a horse race to get to. You know what I mean? I'm doing this so I can have horses. You know what I mean? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, give me the private plane. I'll fly here and fly back. I'm not chilling in here no more. I need to go home. I love that. I love that, bro. He's one of my favorite players in the league at this point. It's just that right there. Yeah. Like I told you, watching him during this playoffs, I was like, bruh, I love this nigga. He can fucking ball. He's just a great player to watch, the way he dominates the game, all that shit. But then that interview, I'm like, dog, I mean, I feel the same way I feel about Giannis as him. You know what I mean? Right. Like,
same.
It's
yeah,
crazy.
No, 100%.
It's that same, like, oh my God, you're a normal human. Bro, these international players taking it over, bro. Not in just skill level, but pure relatability. And I think that's like, you know, you're talking about how they're better interviews. Lean into that shit, dog. We're realizing this marketable way of existing is not the way that people want anymore, bro. I don't want you up there just, you know, saying coach speak or just the right. Say what you truly feel. Be human. You know what I mean? And seeing these athletes getting these moments, like, I felt Giannis ran from the smoke, and I do feel that the season was a failure based upon the consequence, based upon like the expectations and goals they have. But I love how he approached it, and I respect the fuck out of that. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to shit on what he said. But I love, even in disagreement, if you're a human and you're speaking to these in this way, I mean, who am I to say how you should feel about that? I'm a regular ass nigga, bro. I'm talking about you, not playing the fucking game. But I love to, I love to see that, bro. But that touched me in a particular way. Like I was. When he said that, I think I had hard eyes in my fuck. You know, like literal, I became a hard eye emoji. That wasn't just funny. It was beautiful to me. You know what I mean? Love to see that.